Girls Hoops features Western Reserve trying to hold it down for their home fans here inside of the Barnasium, where Mohawk looks to knock the Rough Riders off their victory trail in a non-league showdown to tip off the final week of the regular season. It's on the way, and as always, live and free, filling up your eyeballs and eardrums. Next.
Here we go now. Here we go now. Here we go now.
It's Freedom Fest Ohio, featuring Justin Moore,
You look like I need a drink right now.
Crowder,
God Almighty, I hope you'll find
Rodney Atkins,
makes me wanna take a back road.
Austin French, and more.
Somebody else.
Friday and Saturday, July 1st and 2nd, Morrow County Fairgrounds in Mount Gilead, Ohio. For tickets and more info, visit freedomfestohio.com.
It's nice having that one-on-one connection with each one of your instructors because the class sizes are so small. You can have conversations and understand things better. They know you by name and not just by a seat in the classroom. North Central is giving me the opportunity to be able to have the same education as it would be going to that 4-year, but I can do it at home and I can stay home and still be a mom and work full-time.
We guarantee nobody else gets you closer to the action than our exclusive coverage. So give me a call, Brian Skoronsky, and let's make you a part of the game.
And where? What do you say? The exclamation point on the night for Maurice Ware.
It's senior night here in Collins, where Western Reserve celebrates a pair of 12th grade captains, but the Warriors of Mohawk here in town trying to put a tomahawk right on top of their party. Good evening, folks, and welcome inside of the Barnasium. My name is Brian Skoronsky. I'm going to be riding solo tonight on the call with you, but we've got a pretty exciting matchup tonight. Two teams that are in desperate need of a win, as you're going to see here as we dive into the matchup spotlight. Western Reserve, coming off of 3 consecutive losses, would love to get a big W here for their 2 senior captains. Mohawk coming in, dropping each of their last 2 games as well. So both feel like they need to get some positive momentum rolling as we get closer to tournament time, get a big dub here tonight. Let's now spotlight the Mohawk Warriors, who have struggled shooting it all year long, and money just has not been a forte for them all year, scoring 37 points per game. They give up 36, so they're pretty balanced in terms of that, but just 29% from the floor. means that they need to get easy points when they have opportunities in transition, and giving the ball away almost 17 times per game definitely plays into the hands of your opponent. So for me, the keys tonight for the Lady Warriors, they got to join the 40-40 club, get some of that Jay-Z in their system, and what that means to me, score more than 40 points tonight. When you look at their success rate on the season in terms of their victories, 9 of them, they're typically getting up and over 40 points, and I think they should shoot better than 40% here on the road to attain that goal. They also need to limit some of that senior shine. Don't let the 2 seniors, Duchette and Kolb, kill you. If they get off to a nice start, could mean a great night here for Western Reserve. And speaking of those 2 seniors, excellent season for them so far. A couple of the leaders on the team for the Rough Riders, Izzy Duchette and Maddie Kolb, combining to be the 2 studs on this squad from start to finish so far. We'll turn the spotlight now on Western Reserve and see what they've been doing so far this season heading into tonight's contest. Senior night, as we mentioned, honoring those 2 studs. 5-4 here at home this season. Actually had a really nice hot streak going in the middle of the campaign until they got onto this recent skid. The weather turned cold, so did their shooting from the field, scoring under 35 points per game. So they've got to get a little bit more in terms of making the ball go through the net here to get a W. And I think it all starts with those 2 seniors. You look at the combination of Duchette and then Maddie Kolb, they've been doing the bulk majority of the scoring for the team this year. They're also 2 of the leading rebounders on the club. The 2 leading steal artists don't share it a ton, 2.5 assists per game, but these 2 certainly have been quality players for Western Reserve the entire season long. They're going to have to rely on them here tonight, and we're expecting them to come out with some big performances. So the keys for Western Reserve in this contest, I think you just got to start your engines, folks. You got to rev it up right from the jump. Come out of the gates hot. Try to feed a couple of your seniors. Get them some easy buckets. Get the good juju flowing for them. And if you can come fast out of the gates and get a lead, usually bodes well for this Rough Rider team. But you got to manage mistakes. Commit fewer turnovers than the opponent here tonight and could be in line for a fun victory on senior night. Now step aside and honor America with the playing of our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner.
The starting lineups for both teams. First for the visiting Mohawk Lady Warriors.
So we've honored America. We are set for action here at Western Reserve High School. And I just seen a comment come through from Denise that says this gym is not called the Barnasium. Well, according to their head basketball coach for the boys, it is. So that's where I got my information. That's why we're calling it that. That's what I know. He's been here for 20 years, and I think he's got a pretty good pulse of the program. Starting lineups being announced here for both sides. We'll begin with the Lady Warriors, who check in tonight. A couple games below 500. Can get a little bit closer with the win here. Kennedy Cleveland, senior for them. It's going to be joined by Bailey Sheets. Emily Klopp is their big powerhouse in the middle. 6'3" junior. Maya Miller on the outside, one of the youngsters, a sophomore. And then Kendall Bailey, senior guard. And now for Western Reserve, we already talked about Duchette and Kolb. Of course, they're going to be in the starting mix, along with Anna Woodrum, Lily White, and Katie Woodruff. Fun atmosphere here in Collins tonight. Jersey night for the student section. Love the fat heads too. Not your typical ones. They got baby pictures of the seniors out here. Here's a fun picture of Maddie Cole before the game with her parents. Izzy Duchette. Two seniors who were honored here tonight. Have Klopp jump it off against White. Or against Cole, rather, and it's going to be won by Mohawk. They'll have the opening possession here. Junior varsity game was a classic here, folks. Western Reserve hit a buzzer beater to send it into overtime, and then they got a clutch bucket down the stretch to earn a victory as Emily Klopp called for a travel on the first possession here of this contest. Going to be half-court man-to-man defense to open things up for Mohawk. They almost come away with a takeaway as it's poked out of bounds by the junior Klopp. They're going to reset now with Lily White from the top, and looks like Mohawk already switching it up defensively. 2-3 look, got the big body in the middle. So Western Reserve doing their job to try to dissect this look, take their time, get a clean look at the basket, but instead they're going to turn it over. Here's Cleveland racing the other way, lost the handle. Now back up top left all alone. Cleveland knocks it down. Minute and a half gone by now. Western Reserve looking to answer the trifecta made at the other end. Short corner J rims out. And it'll be poked out of bounds back over to Mohawk. It's a good look. Tried to get Izzy in the scoring column early here, and I think sometimes that's important for senior night. I mean, there's a little bit of pressure on your shoulders to come out and perform, so if you can get some easy baskets early on in the game, bodes well for you to relax a little bit. Ease into the festivities, just more enjoy yourself. Get back to playing basketball. Won't be back-to-back threes as that one's off the iron from Sheets. And a rebound to the Lady Riders. Aggressive defense on the perimeter right now for the Warriors. Western Reserve exercising a lot of patience as that three goes up from the quarter. Back iron, Mohawk clears. Looking to push. Done a nice job, Western Reserve has, of keeping Emily Klopp off of the block. 6'3". I mean, she is a handful down there, mostly being relegated to a perimeter player offensively so far. Two turnovers apiece on each side. That one mishandled by Duchette. 4-year letter winner for Western Reserve. Points are going to be at a premium tonight, folks. As mentioned in the pregame, both of these squads scoring under 40 per contest. Western Reserve 34.9, Mohawk 37.7.
Fouls on number 12, Maddie Cole, her first, team first.
Cole just picked up her first personal foul. First foul on either side tonight. As Mohawk swings it, open look, too strong, tipped. But an offensive rebound secured by Klopp. And some second chance points. Hamilton coming through with the bucket. Active hands tonight so far from Mohawk. Love the ability by Jolie there. Showing a little bit of an acrobatic display. Has fallen to her backside, put it up, put it through. Meanwhile, Western Reserve 0 for 3 from the floor. And they've only got 3 shots in the first 4 minutes. It's going to be last touch by the Lady Riders. And just not expecting the pass there was Klopp. Cleveland put it behind her. And that'll be turnover number 3 for the Warriors. Not the recipe for success that I had cooking. Bake it in the oven for Western Reserve tonight. I said they needed to start their engines, get off to a hot start. So far, 4.5 minutes. Still sitting at that goose egg on our Milestone Event Center scoreboard. They've got 3 turnovers now as well. Mohawk has not been able to really capitalize at the offensive end, but this time a give and go ran to perfection, and Kennedy Cleveland comes through with a bucket. Nice find too by the 6'3" Klopp. Just going right over the top of the defense. So it's a 7-point hole here for Western Reserve, trying to dig themselves out. Not a ton of activity away from the basketball right now for the Lady Riders. Gonna have to get some type of action. Maybe coming on the ball. Duchette now off the screen, had to pick up her dribble. Skip pass backside for White. And we're going to get a timeout taken by Western Reserve. Coach Carly Ashley, Molly Canfield running the show around here. Certainly can't be pleased with the start by their squad. Almost 6 minutes into the game, senior night. Got a lot of adrenaline running, a lot of excitement in the building. Haven't been able to cash in and get on the board just yet. And a reminder, folks, drop us a comment on the Facebook and the YouTubes, and could end up on our fan zone tonight. Love interacting with the fans as well. So if I get an opportunity, I will read some of your comments on air. So out of the break, we'll see what Western Reserve draws up. Mohawk sticking with a 2-3 look. Rough Riders making some changes too as Bella Thornburg comes in to give him a little bit of size in the middle, try to compete with the 6'3 Klopp, who comes away with the interception here. 4 shots, 4 turnovers for the Lady Riders to start things off. As that 3 comes off the iron, tracked down, and tipped away from Duchette. The referee here on the near side says last touched by Izzy. And I think he's right. So 5 giveaways now for the Lady Riders. Mohawk trying to add to their lead. But Klopp off the bump. A little fidgety with the steps. Looked like she was doing TikTok dance move there before she gave it up. So Western Reserve back with the basketball. $1:15 to go, and what's been kind of a slow first quarter here offensively for the Lady Riders, not finding a rhythm yet. You see there's just not a ton of movement right now for the girls in the white jerseys, but this will certainly help. Up over the top of the D, Bella coming through with the first field goal of the night. Now overshot everything there. Offensive board, though, pulled down by Sheets. Now Lady Riders with a chance for back-to-back buckets. We'll see if they elect to hold for the final shot of the frame or just try to go to work. Duchette inside on the block, couple dribbles. Bella turns, left hand, too strong. But an offensive rebound by Cole back inside. 3 seconds to go. And Bella falls out of bounds. Gives the ball back over to Mohawk, as you see on our Coles Energy replay. So 1.1 second, you can certainly get a shot off. Probably not going to be a quality look. And just no awareness there by Kendall Bailey takes us to the end of the first. Mohawk on top here on the road, 7-2.
It's Freedom Fest, Ohio, featuring Justin Moore,
You look like I need a drink right now.
Crowder,
God Almighty, I hope you'll find
Rodney Atkins,
makes me wanna take a back road.
Austin French, and more. Friday and Saturday, July 1st and 2nd, Morrow County Fairgrounds in Mount Gilead, Ohio. For tickets and more info, visit freedomfestohio.com.
It's nice having that one-on-one connection with each one of your instructors because the class sizes are so small. You can have conversations and understand things better. They know you by name and not just by a seat in the classroom. North Central is giving me the opportunity to be able to have the same education as it would be going to that 4-year, but I can do it at home and I can stay home and still be a mom and work full-time.
Lady Rider basketball to open up quarter number 2. They trail it by 5, just 2 points for them in the opening frame. Mohawk, got to give a lot of credit to them defensively. Super active hands in the passing lane. Didn't allow any easy shots to Western Reserve. who are going to go to the free throw line for the first time tonight, be Katie Woodruff. And that's probably the best offensive possession so far that Western Reserve has had. Moving without the basketball, getting into some open spaces, which is the key to breaking down the zone pressure. Katie uncorks the first one. She averages almost 4 points per game. And she's halfway home right here, 2 for 2. Western Reserve 6 turnovers in the opening quarter. Is 4 for Mohawk. No fast break points on either side. So it's definitely been a slow, methodical half-court game to start here in this non-conference showdown. Final week of the season for the ladies before we get into tournament action next week. As there's a big block shot right there. White came up with the swat, but it's into the hands of Mohawk. And Hamilton to the cup. Gets fouled. She'll go to the charity stripe.
Fouls on number 44, Katie Woodruff. Her first, team first.
It's going to be the first foul on Katie Woodruff. But it results with no points. Three ball for the tie. Back iron tipped out. And last touched by Mohawk. So a break here for the Lady Riders. And as cold as their shooting was in that first quarter, just a one-possession game here. White tried to force that one inside off the cut by Woodrum. Take a look on the replay. There was a gap there initially. Klopp covered some ground nicely. Down on the block, Turgan kicking, moving it around the perimeter, and the shot is blocked on the perimeter. A.J. Chevalier, sophomore, got a piece of that one. But the theft backside, Duchette ripped it away. To the other end in traffic, finds Kolb, and tipped out of play. Western Reserve again will have the throw-in. Just see the fast fingers on the perimeter here for Mohawk. That's been one of the bigger storylines here in this contest. A lot of tip balls on the outside. And it's definitely affected the flow here for Western Reserve. Posting up inside, Woodruff was calling for it. And she's going to give it away. Turnover number 7 now for the Riders. Hamilton goes down on the block. Emily with the kick out. Lady Riders giving a ton of cushion here on the perimeter, so the trifecta is going to be there if Mohawk so chooses to send one. Western Reserve got a couple of girls about to check in. Grace French, Madison Fainer. And there's an air ball. And I kind of like the commitment here by Western Reserve to allow Mohawk to try it from long range if they want. 22% as a team so far from three-point range through 19 games. That's a nice sample size. Not shooting it real confidently from the outside, so kind of try to force those. That's what they did on that last possession. Nice ball movement, fresh off the bench. No points here for Madison, but an offensive board. Duchette from downtown makes it rain. We're all square at 7 apiece. First points of the night for the senior. Maybe that'll get her cooking. Way too strong off the glass. Here comes Izzy with the board. Trying to find her groove. Lily triggers the offense now through French. And Fanner just lost her footing. Might have got her toe steps on. Results in a giveaway. But Mohawk scoreless so far here in the second. It's going to be team foul number 3 on Western Reserve. Neither side in any danger of getting into the bonus. It just hasn't been one of those kind of games. Very few dribble drives into the lane to put some pressure on the D. And as I say, that on cue pull-up J from the mid-range is pure for Sheets. Puts Mohawk back on top. Good looking ball movement. Duchette now. Working into the far side. French, I think, got caught up between shot, pass, and midair. Now Cleveland lost the handle in heavy traffic. And I believe this is going to go against the Rough Riders at will. Madison Fainer called for the foul. Be the 4th now on Western Reserve. He's going to make a couple of substitutions. Woodrum, Cole back onto the floor. Double team coming basically every time Emily touches the rock down on the block. Right now for Western Reserve, Duchette's about the only player that looks like she wants to try to dribble drive into the gaps when she touches the ball. But they're doing a better job of moving into space. Grace French, since she checked in, we've seen her a few times come up to the foul line extended. Able to draw a foul that time. Just the second, though, against the Warriors.
And then for the Lady Riders, number 30, Jocelyn Kane.
Here's Jocelyn Kane to trigger. Just checked into the contest. And it's going to be a 5-second violation on her. Double-digit turnovers now for Western Reserve. Three ball on the way. Three ball good. Bailey Sheets starting to find her stroke. She's got all 5 points here from Mohawk in the second quarter. Second made triple of the contest for Mohawk as well. Ooh, looked like all ball to me. Kane tried the middle and can understand the frustration there for Emily. Didn't leave her feet, no body contact. First made free throw. I mean. And so 1 for 2 for Jocelyn from the stripe. First missed free throw of the game for Western Reserve after 3 consecutive makes. Oh, great job backside. Duchette rips it away, racing to the other end. Might have got away with the travel, but she gets the bucket. Her second of the night. 5 points now for Izzy. Leads all scorers in the game. 3 players with 5 points right now. Sheets couldn't put herself alone at the top of the scoring leaderboard with that jumper. Rebound number 6 for the Riders. And a reach and foul on Cleveland. Team foul number 4.
Fouls on number 3, Goodwin. For second, team 4th. Back into the game for Mohawk, number
Hamilton back onto the floor here.
Jo-Beck Hamilton.
Miller came in for some nice minutes. Maya, the leading rebounder, or one of, I should say the second leading rebounder on the team, over 8 per game. Let's see what happened here. They're going to call a moving screen, it looked like. There have been some tough calls here in this first half where I kind of understand the pain of these players. Not a great look that time. So Western Reserve with a chance for the final shot here of the half. Battled their way back right into this contest after scoring just 2 points in the opening quarter. Got 8 here in the second. And that foul's going to come. 4.3 ticks remaining here in the second quarter. Aggressive take by French. Played some quality minutes since checking into this game. Down on the block. Final shot of the half is going to get blocked by Klopp. But point 3 still out there. At the high school game, you can still get a shot off with point 3. It's got to come quick. Avi. See what they do with it. Just taking it into the half, but we got a tight one, folks. Western Reserve trails it here on senior night. 12-10 Mohawk in the lead here on the road. Stick with us for the halftime report. Brought to you by Nobils Sports and Trophies. Have stats, analysis. Second half action still to come. It's live and free girls hoops on a Tuesday night. We'll return right after this.
Hi, I'm OH Report founder Brian Skoronsky, and you were just watching live and free girls high school hoops exclusively on the OH Report. But stick around, the halftime show is next, including stats, analysis, and so much more, including the second half on the way.
It's Freedom Fest Ohio, featuring Justin Moore,
You look like I need a drink right now.
Crowder,
God Almighty, I hope you'll find
Rodney Atkins,
makes me wanna take a back road.
Austin French, and more. Friday and Saturday, July 1st and 2nd, Morrow County Fairgrounds in Mount Gilead, Ohio. For tickets and more info, visit freedomfestohio.com.
It's nice having that one-on-one connection with each one of your instructors because the class sizes are so small. You can have conversations and understand things better. They know you by name and not just by a seat in the classroom. North Central is giving me the opportunity to be able to have the same education as it would be going to that 4-year, but I can do it at home and I can stay home and still be a mom and work full-time.
we guarantee nobody else gets you closer to the action than our exclusive coverage. So give me a call, Brian Skoronsky, and let's make you a part of the game.
And where? What do you say? The exclamation point on the night for Maurice Ware.
It's halftime here in Collins, Ohio on the fabulous campus of Western Reserve, and this is the Nobils Sports and Trophies halftime report. Hit them up for all of your sports accessories and trophies needs. Lady Warriors with a 12-10 cushion over the Rough Riders, who did a nice job to get back into the game. It was such a cold start for them, not a lot of movement offensively. And then in the second quarter, one of their seniors here tonight on display, Isabelle Duchette, started to get it going. 5 points for her, including a triple. And I think that sparked them a little bit, trying to get some steam in their engines here at Western Reserve. We saw that's on their fight song. That's what they need a little bit more of. Not a lot of offense to speak of in this game, of course, on either side. 22 combined points, but we knew that. We understood that coming into this game. I thought that if we could get a team into the 40s, that certainly would win it. And now it looks like the first team to 30 might capture a dub, so we'll find out if that holds to be true. Let's look at the stats for the first couple of quarters of play. And for Mohawk, all of their points coming from the field. They knocked down a couple of three-pointers. Bailey Sheets made one. So did Kennedy Cleveland. Rebounding, very similar. 5 on one side, just 6 on the other. And why there hasn't been a ton of boards to go around, just not a lot of shot attempts. Tons of turnovers, 17 of them, 11 of those belonging to Western Reserve. But they haven't been those soul-crushing turnovers where it leads to fast break points the other way. So they've at least not given it to Mohawk in compromising positions where they're getting easy buckets out of it. The only 2 fast break points of the night belong to the Rough Riders so far. Those courtesy of Izzy Duchette with a steal where she went end to end. So things pretty even and balanced. 3 for 4 from the free throw line for Western Reserve tonight. 0 for 2 on the only trip for the Warriors in the opening half. And that are your halftime stats brought to you by Nobils Sports and Trophies. We'll step aside one more time. We'll be back. Third quarter action on the way from Collins. Stay with us.
It's Freedom Fest Ohio, featuring Justin Moore,
You look like I need a drink right now.
Crowder,
Good God Almighty, I hope you'll find
Rodney Atkins, Austin French, and more. Friday and Saturday, July 1st and 2nd, Morrow County Fairgrounds in Mount Gilead, Ohio. For tickets and more info, visit freedomfestohio.com.
It's nice having that one-on-one connection with each one of your instructors because the class sizes are so small. You can have conversations and understand things better. They know you by name and not just by a seat in the classroom. North Central is giving me the opportunity to be able to have the same education as it would be going to that 4-year, but I can do it at home and I can stay home and still be a mom and work full-time.
Back here inside of the Barnasium, that's the team that's got the most points so far. They call themselves Mohawk Lady Warriors with a 12-10 lead right now as we are about to open up the third quarter of play. Western Reserve, that's the home team. The girls in the white uniforms with the blue trim would love to get a big victory here on senior night for their two beloved seniors, Maddie and Izzy. My name is Brian Skronsky. On the call with you tonight from Collins. Successful second quarter of play for Western Reserve. They outscored Mohawk 8-5 in the frame, and for the Lady Warriors, typically the second and third quarters are where they do most of their damage. The third has been their best on the season, and that's Bailey Sheets. Opened things up with a big trifecta. Third three of the night for Mohawk. And that's a huge factor in a game that's going to be this low scoring. The three-point arc, of course, such a big, big part of basketball here in 2022. Great skip pass wide open from the corner. Not this time from Bailey. Here's White handling, walking across the timeline. Initiates the offense here on the left side. Now Duchette. Bad look, cross court. Hamilton picked it off. Euro step in the lane. Missed that one, and the board to Kolb. Student section giving her a hard time for missing the layup. And defensively, Mohawk's been giving Western Reserve a hard time all night. A dozen giveaways now. They force 15.5 per game, so they're likely going to exceed that here tonight. As we've got a reaching foul against Katie Woodruff. That's just a tough matchup. Emily Klopp almost averages a double-double on the season. I believe she's been scoreless so far here tonight. Had plenty of rebounds, though. And there's one for Kolb. Three rebounds already for the Riders here in this quarter. But they have got to find some steam here offensively, like we were talking about at the break. Against this 2-3 zone, I'd really like to see Lily White. Basically, when she is catching, she is just stopping, looking around, trying to get some passes. Would love to see her as a point guard try to penetrate here, as we've seen Duchette do. And then when Grace French checked into the game, also did a nice job of that. Off the kick out, Duchette from three. Rattles around and aboard a Klopp. That pressure bursting the pipes from Izzy. Getting after Bailey Sheets on the perimeter. First giveaway here in this third quarter for Mohawk, who typically turn it over 17 times per game. That's just giveaway number 7 for them tonight. So they've done a better job than their standard on the season. Cleaning things up. Good ball movement. Leads to White, trying to reverse back now, right side. Lily wide open on the elbow, calling for the ball. Didn't find her. And now that's a big shot. First 2 points of the night for Woodrum. First points of the second half for the Riders. Hamilton with the fake fouled as she went up by Woodruff. 2 shots coming her way. It'll be the third foul on Woodruff. And here's the junior from the line. Mohawk now 0 for 3 from the charity stripe. As a unit, 47% on the season. I believe that is the lowest of any team that I have called a game for this year. Not to rub it in, Mohawk fans. Sometimes those facts sting a little bit. Points can be valuable at the free throw line. They'll get one right there. Extend their lead out to 4. Fresh off the bench, knocking down jumpers, Madison Fainer. So the Riders claw their way back within 2 and they force a turnover. Great hands down on the block by Jocelyn Kane, who just checked in as well. Block on the perimeter. How about Miller coming out? That's a third block shot tonight for Mohawk. Excellent find, beautiful vision, and nothing but the bottom from Sheets. Only player in double figure scoring so far tonight. She's got 11 of the 19 for Mohawk, including 6 here in the third. Both of those from bombs beyond the arc. Madison draws a double team baseline, stepped out of bounds. Turnover number 3 here in the third. Mohawk on the season, as I mentioned, they enjoy their best success in the third quarter. Do a nice job of making adjustments. Though they missed 2 shots, come up empty here despite the offensive rebound from Klopp. Still scoreless on the night. The leading scorer on the team, 9.1 points per game. 9.7 rebounds as well for Emily. Almost averaging a double-double on the campaign. Great look, mid-range J off the backboard from Cole. Still looking for her first points on senior night. Hamilton off the kick out. Now Sheet steps back, tries it again. Almost tipped off the leg of Kane. Western Reserve getting 3 fresh bodies into the mix. Mohawk checks out Miller. They're going to say the foul on the floor there. And how about Grace French giving up about a foot inside? Got her body into Emily Klopp. Drew a foul on her. First foul of this third quarter against Mohawk. It's a little bit bigger lineup for the Riders now. But a 5-second violation in their 4th giveaway here in the third. Five-point cushion for Mohawk as we're under 2 minutes to go here in the third stanza. Cleveland lobs it inside. Klopp had it poked away. Now turns over the left shoulder. There's her first points of the night. Tied for the largest lead of the night for the Lady Warriors. Western Reserve in desperate need of some offense here. Back iron off the shot from White, and it's one and done. Cleveland, I think, just threw that one away. Take a look at the replay here. White probably got a hand on it. Left all alone off the inbound. Hamilton skied that one over everything. Three ball on the way. And the Lady Riders just ice cold here in the third. They've got 4 points next to their name. And probably what they're going to end up with if Mohawk can hold for the final shot. Looks like the senior going to go to work instead. Cleveland fouled on the drive. She'll shoot 2. First foul on Lily White. So no shot there. A lane violation. Thornburg. Oh, man. So petty sometimes, these officials. And so they're going to check out Klopp. Maybe her shoes are just too big to be in there rebounding right now. And athletic play to keep that alive. Kolb went up, got the board, came down, kept the dribble alive off her back. Giving the Rough Riders, well, I was going to say an opportunity for the final shot. Instead, it's going to be their 5th turnover here in the 3rd. And Mohawk, again, will have a chance to add on to their 7-point advantage. Hamilton checks the clock, down to 5. Dribble it off the foot. Now Cleveland at the horn. It won't go. Got a bit of a football score as we head to the 4th quarter.
It's Freedom Fest Ohio, featuring Justin Moore,
You look like I need a drink right now.
Crowder,
God Almighty, I hope you'll find
Rodney Atkins,
makes me wanna take a back road.
Austin French, and more. Friday and Saturday, July 1st and 2nd, Morrow County Fairgrounds in Mount Gilead, Ohio. For tickets and more info, visit freedomfestohio.com.
It's nice having that one-on-one connection with each one of your instructors because the class sizes are so small. You can have conversations and understand things better. They know you by name and not just by a seat in the classroom. North Central is giving me the opportunity to be able to have the same education as it would be going to that 4-year, but I can do it at home and I can stay home and still be a mom and work full-time.
Rough Riders with the rock as we kick off money time here. 4th quarter underway here inside of the Barnasium. And it's going to be some solid D on the inside. We saw some ticky-tack calls there at the end of the 3rd. No whistle came off the drive for Kolb, who's still scoreless here on senior night. I want to see Maddie get into the scoring column. Of course, her buddy Izzy, she's got 5 points. Rough Riders as a team, though, just 14. Have not shot it well. And are in danger of losing their 4th straight, but how about the D by Izzy Duchette, giving up the body, getting down on the floor. Bodies all tangled up, and somehow a timeout comes out of it, taken by Mohawk. It'll be a short 30-second timeout. So, of course, they're going to have possession out of this Kohl's Energy replay. Just an offensive struggle here tonight for both teams. Saw Mohawk starting to catch a little bit of momentum in the 3rd quarter. They put up 9 points, just 4 for the Lady Riders in the frame. Come up top for Hamilton, little head fake. Wants to go down on the block. Had a couple of girls in the same area. Now Miller from the high post. Got cracked on the backside. Foul's going to go against Maddie Kolb. It's going to be her 2nd team foul, number 4. Here the coaching staff for the Warriors and Bruce Hannum just saying be patient offensively. There's no need to rush here. Western Reserve hasn't quite turned up the gas defensively yet. Mohawk sends the double team. Woodrum now gives off for Woodruff. Step through, tough shot. And almost grabbed her with a single leg like a wrestler. And a gift. Mohawk. Their fourth turnover here in the second half. So they're giving the Lady Riders opportunities to stick around in this game. They just got to make some shots. Here's a clean look. Too strong there from Woodrum. And one and done for Western Reserve. Cleveland, bad pass taken away. Katie Woodruff dragged to the back foot. Or did she? You know, referees have told me throughout the season they really love when we come to games. So we get some nice clean looks, some good replays, and they'll go back and they'll evaluate themselves. I'm thinking that there's going to be a few tonight where the referees are going to question their call on the floor, as there's 2 turnovers in about 2 seconds. And I think it's going to end with a Woodruff foul. Boy, is she frustrated. Almost made a big play, but then just got it swiped. So for the first time tonight, we're going to see some full court pressure from either side. Western Reserve now understanding, down by 7. Points have been at a premium all night long. It's 35 combined points. This thing's almost in the books. So they got to start creating some chaos here defensively. Easy buckets, always a fun thing, as Coach Hannum takes a timeout. Be a full timeout. It'll be interesting to see if the pace gets sped up now. Who is it going to favor? Been such a methodical approach at both ends. We've got 2 fast break points the entire night. So it has been far from a track meet in this one. Half court sets. No points so far here in money time. And typically, you know, we're cashing checks. We're giving change. No handouts yet. No bills being paid. Just had a little bit of a stalemate now in the fourth. See who lights up our Milestone Event Center scoreboard first. Usually out of a timeout. Get a nice set piece drawn up. Looks like just switching, going to the dribble weave. And we're going to get a tie up on the floor. Possession arrow is going to keep it down at this end with Mohawk. But the Lady Riders, I like the aggressive nature. Ooh, touchy foul on the perimeter. I think it even took Coach Hannum by surprise. So it'd be the 3rd foul now on Maddie Kolb. Nice pass inside. Hamilton with the fake. Won't get the friendly roll. Emily with the offensive board. 3rd time's the charm. First points here of the 4th. Largest lead of the night. But it's no more. Cash money from downtown for Lillian White. Her first points could not have come at a better time. As Duchette called for the push. And here's Izzy swiping down on the ball. Almost got that to roll off her foot out of bounds right in front of the student section. They would have went bonkers, I'm sure. Instead, it's a foul, and team foul number 7. So the first team into the bonus in either half is going to be Mohawk, who's in no jeopardy right now. They still got 4 fouls to give before Western Reserve would be shooting free throws. Hamilton now 2 for 3 from the charity stripe tonight. Some fresh blood into the mix. Fanner on the floor now for Western Reserve. French as well, working down on the block. As Hamilton splits the pair. As a team, 2 for 6 tonight for Mohawk. Hasn't cost them yet, though. 7-point edge. Lady Riders need to start finding offense like loose change in your couch. Where's it going to come from? They don't care. They just need it. Need it desperately. Short corner, Jay. A little bit too firm that time from Kane. And a rebound from Cleveland. Goes around the back. Gets a couple oohs and ahs from the visiting section. And here comes a double. How about a triple team? She don't care. Cleveland going to work. Izzy. No response. So back-to-back one and dones, and it's 10 rebounds now in the second half for Mohawk. They only had 5 in the first. Reach-in foul against Fanner is going to put Emily Klopp on the line. Junior under 50% on the season. So the Riders down 9. Get a two-lady game going. Fainer now inside on the block and into the body of Emily Klopp. Drew the foul. She'll shoot 2.
Foul to number 14, Emily Klopp, her second, team third. At the line shooting 2, number 4, Madison Fanner.
That's challenging as just a big girl in the lane, 6'3". Didn't look like a ton of contacts, but when you're so much bigger than the opponent, sometimes they just get the benefit of the doubt. First free throw shot in the second half by Western Reserve. My producer has noted to me that Isabelle Duchette just constantly moving. She's got the steam roaring in the engine here always. As Klopp knocks that one down. Just her second made field goal of the evening. Haven't needed her to do a ton of scoring tonight. As Fanner lets it loose. Knocks it down, long 2. Can't keep trading points, though, if you're the Lady Riders. Got to get some stops, and ultimately you got to start getting aggressive here defensively. Almost came away with a TO. But you almost have to start doubling at will every pass. Foul on the arm there from French. It's probably the proper foul. You almost need to keep as much time on the clock as you can. If Klopp's got the rock, well, nobody really shoots it well from the free throw line, to be honest, for Mohawk. 47% as a team. So you got to take your chances here. Start sending them to the charity stripe and see if they come away with some big shots. So far tonight, just 2 for 5. So I think you got to make it a free throw shooting game here and just take your chances. Knock down buckets at the other end, though. That's going to be the key in what has been a struggle here of late for Western Reserve. When you look at their last 2 losses, just 28 points at home against Huron, just 26 in the game that we had live and free last week against Monroeville, and here tonight just stuck on 20 points right now. So offense, as they get into the tournament, they're going to have to figure some things out, of course. Try to find some new avenues to put the ball in the basket, because early on in the season, they're a much more productive team offensively than what they have been here over the last third of the season. So they're capable. They got it in them. Just have to find some of that magic again. And that's a good-looking jumper there from Madison. He's got to get some more clean looks. Now back to Emily on the line. 1-and-1 opportunity here. Skied it. Won't taste the rainbow. And the rebound comes down to the senior. Duchette pushes it ahead. Going to go down on the block. Izzy, never shy about uncorking a 3. Just hasn't been there for her here in the second half. Duchette stuck on 5 points. She had all of those midway through the second. Scoreless here in the second half, as the long rebound comes down to Kolb. All right, I'd love to see her get in the scoring column here, but they leave Lily all alone, short arms it, and it's going to roll out of bounds. Jolie, 4 count, has to get it in quickly and does, just in the nick of time. He's played a nice game tonight. Has Jolie Hamilton. 5 points. Sheets has been their big gun offensively. 13 of the 28. And we're down to 55 seconds. Ryder's got to start making some decisions. There you go. So Hamilton will go to the free throw line. That's team foul number 10. She will shoot 2.
Foul number 14, Anna Woodruff. Her second, team 10.
Second foul on Woodruff. Rattles that one through. Hamilton, the only player to make a free throw tonight for Mohawk. She's done so 3 times. Not 4, but an offensive board for Miller. And she's going to head there with an opportunity. 13 rebounds in the second half for the Lady Warriors. Done a much better job on the boards here over the last couple of frames. So the window still slightly ajar here for Western Reserve. Though they'd have to get basically half the points that they've scored in the game in 50 seconds. But you can't ever say never. I've been told that my whole life. So I'm not going to do it now. Well, maybe I will after that one from Klopp. Big offensive rebound and stick back. And I said at half, probably the first of 30 was going to get the dub. Looks like that's going to be the case for Mohawk here, but still battling is Western Reserve. Katie Woodruff turning into the body there that time. Just got clobbered on the shot attempt by Miller. So she's earned these 2 free throws that are coming her way. But I look up at that goose egg on the scoring column for Maddie Kolb. I mean, we're sitting 2 seats down from the grandpa, you know, proud grandparent here in the stands. I'd love to see him go nuts over a bucket. Been waiting for that all night. Hopefully it's coming. Duchette's going to put Hamilton back on the line. It's a second foul for Izzy tonight. And actually, Madeline Kolb just checked out to a nice ovation, as did Duchette. So the two seniors got one last big round of applause. But it appears they are going to be on the losing end here on senior night, as Western Reserve will drop their 4th in a row. Mohawk going to end a 2-game slide to get to 500 with a big victory here on the road. Get that confidence level brimming a little bit as we get closer to tournament time. Stick with us, folks. Still got the Noble Sports and Trophy post-game on the way, including stats and an interview with our MVP. That's on the other side.
It's Freedom Fest Ohio, featuring Justin Moore,
You look like I need a drink right now.
Crowder,
God Almighty, I hope you'll find
Rodney Atkins,
makes me wanna take a back road.
Austin French, and more. Friday and Saturday, July 1st and 2nd, Morrow County Fairgrounds in Mount Gilead, Ohio. For tickets and more info, visit freedomfestohio.com.
It's nice having that one-on-one connection with each one of your instructors because the class sizes are so small. You can have conversations and understand things better. They know you by name and not just by a seat in the classroom. North Central is giving me the opportunity to be able to have the same education as it would be going to that 4-year, but I can do it at home and I can stay home and still be a mom and work full-time.
Farms MVP, Bailey Sheets, and she got the whole gang with her. How about it? A game high 13 points for you. How did it feel in terms of your confidence offensively tonight? It seemed like you were pulling the trigger every time you got an open look.
Yeah, I've been struggling with confidence, especially because I've been 0 for something in my last 2 games, so to come out and actually do good tonight felt really good.
Collectively as a team coming off of a tough loss and then consecutive L's too, just getting the good feelings going again, I imagine that's got to really help as you get closer to tournament time.
Yeah, we've been working on staying positive and trying to keep everybody up just to help keep our momentum going, so it's just helpful to, sorry.
Well, you hold them to just 20 points tonight, so defensively the unit all played pretty well. What can you say about what you did defensively in terms of your strategy?
We knew we had to shut down number 10 because we knew that she was their best shooter, so that was our main priority. And then just keeping them out of the paint and the big girls off the backside.
You take any pride in coming in here? You know, it's a festive night. Of course, they got senior night going on, and then you kind of just crash the party?
Yeah. I mean, you kind of feel bad to ruin their senior night, but to come out with an awesome win after struggling, it feels good, so.
What's next on the schedule for you girls this week?
We play Cary on Saturday for our senior day.
Yes, sir.
Nice. So obviously you're going to want to send them out with a bang, a big win for the seniors on senior night. But as you look forward then to tournament time, what's the objective here? What's some of the goals and standards that you guys are setting for yourself when you get into the playoffs?
We're looking to win our first 2 games, and then after that we will play Seneca East, and they're in our league, and the second time we played them it was a really close game, so we're just hoping to make it to that and actually beat them this time.
Due for a rematch, baby. Due for a rematch.
Looking for a rematch. All right, well, congratulations to our MVP, Bailey Sheets. If you want to look up in that camera and give a shout out to anybody out there who's watching, I understand there's a big crowd out there in Sycamore watching right now.
Thank you, guys. I don't know what to say.
Shout out to Warrior Nation, baby!
All right, thank you, girls. Appreciate it. Congratulations on a big win. And stay with us. I'm just going to walk up to my seat. I'm going to have your stats in about 10 seconds.
It's
Oh, hey, back with you like I never even left, and a big win for Mohawk. Girls, obviously, great spirits about them. Really excited about this win here this evening. Bailey Sheets carrying the load with 13 points as they come away victorious, 32-22. Here's the tale of the tape, how it all played down as we dive into the final numbers brought to you by Nobils Sports and Trophies. 8 field goals is what Western Reserve was held to tonight. Just a couple of those from downtown. 12 rebounds for them. And still, some excited Western Reserve fans in the building. And why not? You got to come out here. You got to support your team. You got to support your friends. Love all the camaraderie out here. But the big number for me, for Western Reserve, was just the 18 turnovers. All of those basically came in the half-court set, so it wasn't like Mohawk was getting out, trapping, forcing them into some mistakes. They were just, some ill-advised passes, a little bit slow sometimes offensively in terms of the ball movement, and then away from the basketball too. Sometimes some flat-footed. So Western Reserve, they had their ups and downs throughout the game, but the 18 turnovers ended up being a killer. The rebounding, so much better for Mohawk in the second half. In the first, just weren't a ton of shots, and with all the giveaways from the Lady Riders, I think 11 of their 18 TOs came in that first half. There weren't opportunities for them. They cleaned the glass here in the second half, held them to a bunch of one-and-dones. Free throws were a bit of a struggle for Mohawk, but they didn't really need them down the stretch. It didn't cost them. They were able to get out of here victorious, ending a 2-game skid. Well, I want to thank you guys all out there for watching us, and it's been a pleasure coming over here to the Barnasium for the 4-pack of games that they contracted with us for. And I see some hugs being handed out here to some of the seniors, so a big shout out to Izzy and Maddie for coming out here and performing. There's always a lot that's on your shoulders and on your mind on senior night, so it can be a challenging night. It's an exciting night, certainly. So a lot of love to those 2 girls who played here at home for the final time this season. That's going to do it for us, though, here tonight, folks. Final score one more time, 32-22 Mohawk coming away victorious. Tons more action, though, coming up this week on the OH Report, so we are far from done. But for tonight from Collins, got to throw out a few more thank yous before we wrap up this chapter. How about Jory Hollenbeck, our camera operator upstairs, also doing the commercials, the Milestone Event Center, Coles Energy, Jo-Beck Farms, Nobils Sports and Trophies, the Freedom Festival, and North Central State College, all very generous sponsors helping us bring it to you live and free as we've got our Spider-Man camera girl hanging down from the crow's nest. I've got to be modeling for some pictures. So for Adam Thompson, I'm Brian Skronsky. We are out of here.